I am speaking to people who love God but are tired of going in circles, people who pray sincerely yet live inconsistently, people who are busy but not effective, active but not productive, religious but not purposeful. God did not create you to be occupied. He created you to be effective. He did not design you to be distracted. He designed you to be disciplined. Many believers are asking God to change their situation while God is asking them to change their focus. Heaven is not silent, heaven is specific, and the instruction is clear. Focus on yourself and stop wasting time. This is not a selfish command, it is a strategic one. God never invests revelation in people who refuse responsibility. From the beginning, God's first assignment to humanity was management, not miracles. He placed Adam in the garden and told him to tend it, to guard it, to cultivate it, to develop it. There was no devil yet, no sin yet, no curse yet, but there was still work. That means work is not a punishment, it is a purpose. Many people are rebuking the devil for what discipline should fix. You cannot cast out laziness, you cannot pray away procrastination, you cannot fast away irresponsibility. God said focus on yourself because the greatest project you will ever manage is you. Most people waste time because they do not value life. Time is life measured. When you waste time, you are not wasting minutes, you are wasting yourself. God never gives more time, He gives purpose. Purpose gives value to time. Without purpose, time becomes entertainment. Without purpose, time becomes sleep. Without purpose, time becomes gossip. Without purpose, time becomes comparison. You are an answer looking for a question, a solution looking for a problem, a resource waiting for demand. God is not confused about your future, but He is concerned about your focus. You keep asking God to bless what you refuse to develop. Blessing follows order. Increase follows discipline. Expansion follows focus. God said, focus on yourself because you have been more interested in fixing others than mastering your own assignment. You cannot correct what you have not conquered. You cannot teach what you have not practiced. You cannot lead where you have not gone. Many believers live their entire lives reacting instead of creating. They wake up responding to messages, reacting to opinions, adjusting to emergencies, and calling it a busy day. Activity without intention is the highest form of distraction. You can be sincere and still be inefficient. You can be anointed and still be undisciplined. Oil does not replace order. The anointing does not cancel principles. God works by laws, not moods. When God says focus on yourself, He is calling you back to laws, laws of growth, laws of priority, laws of timing. Everything God creates grows by process. Trees grow by process. Children grow by process. Nations grow by process. Your destiny is no exception. Process demands patience, and patience demands focus. People who rush are usually running from discipline. People who are always in a hurry are often late in preparation. You keep saying God will do it, but God is waiting for you to do what He already empowered you to do. He gave you a mind to think, hands to work, eyes to see, ears to hear, and time to invest. Responsibility is proof of maturity. Immaturity is expecting others to carry what God assigned to you. When God speaks to you about focusing on yourself, He is not telling you to ignore people. He is telling you to stop allowing people to interrupt your preparation. Preparation is silent work. Preparation is lonely work. Preparation is misunderstood work. While others are laughing, you are learning. While others are sleeping, you are studying. While others are watching, you are building. Focus looks boring to people who love noise. Discipline looks extreme to people who love comfort. Consistency looks unnecessary to people who love excitement. The tragedy of many lives is not failure, it is delay. Delay is the silent killer of destiny. Delay looks harmless because nothing breaks immediately. Delay allows you to postpone obedience while convincing yourself you are still faithful. Tomorrow is the most dangerous word in the vocabulary of potential. Tomorrow is where dreams are buried and intentions go to die. God operates in now. Faith is now. Obedience is now. Action is now. When God says focus on yourself, He is calling you into the present. Stop rehearsing the past and stop fantasizing about the future. The past cannot be edited and the future cannot be controlled, but the present can be disciplined. Many people are emotionally busy but mentally lazy. They feel a lot but think very little. Purpose is discovered through thinking, not wishing. God expects you to use your mind. He gave you the capacity to reason, analyze, plan, and execute. Vision without a plan is hallucination. Prayer without action is presumption. Faith without works is dead because it produces nothing. God never told Joshua to pray the walls of Jericho down. He gave him a strategy. March, be silent, be consistent, and act on the appointed day. Focus produces strategies. Distraction produces excuses. Focus asks how. Distraction asks why me. Focus takes responsibility. Distraction shifts blame. You have been wasting time because you have been trying to arrive without preparation. Arrival without preparation produces embarrassment. Exposure without capacity produces shame. God hides you while He builds you. Obscurity is protection, not rejection. The season where nobody notices you is the season where everything important is being formed. Do not rush visibility. Visibility without value is vulnerability. Focus on yourself means invest in your character, sharpen your skill, strengthen your discipline, expand your knowledge, and guard your integrity. Gifts take you to the top, but character keeps you there. Talent opens doors, but discipline keeps them open. Many believers are distracted by comparison. Comparison is an insult to uniqueness. God never mass-produced purpose. You are not behind, you are different. Timing is individual. Destiny is personal. Stop measuring your progress by someone else's pace. Some people start early and finish late. Others start late and finish strong. What matters is that you move according to your assignment. Focus protects you from jealousy. Focus silences competition. Focus makes you immune to opinions. When you know what you are called to do, you do not argue with distractions. You say no without guilt because you understand cost. Every yes costs you a no. Every decision is a sacrifice. Time spent on the wrong thing steals from the right thing. God said, stop wasting time because time wasted today becomes regret tomorrow. Regret is expensive. Regret costs peace. Regret costs confidence. Regret costs momentum. Discipline is cheaper than regret. Learning now is cheaper than repairing later. Focus now is easier than recovery later. You think you have time because you confuse mercy with permission. God is patient, but time is not. Opportunity has a lifespan. Seasons change. Doors close, windows shift. You must discern timing. Focus sharpens discernment. Distraction dulls it. You cannot fulfill purpose casually. Purpose demands intentional living. It demands routine. It demands structure. It demands habits. You do not rise to your desires. You fall to your habits. What you do daily determines what you become eventually. Success is not an event, it is a lifestyle. Failure is not sudden, it is accumulated neglect. God is calling you to audit your life. Where is your time going? Who is consuming your energy? What thoughts dominate your mind? What habits shape your days? Focus begins with elimination. You cannot add until you subtract. You cannot move forward while carrying unnecessary weight. When God says focus on yourself, He is saying take stewardship seriously. You are accountable for your life. You are accountable for your gift. You are accountable for your influence. One day you will not answer for what others did to you. You will answer for what you did with what you were given. Excuses sound logical until responsibility shows up. Heaven rewards faithfulness, not intentions. Focus turns intention into execution. Focus turns vision into results. Focus turns prayer into productivity. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation follows movement. Do something. Start small. Be consistent. Grow daily. Discipline yourself when you do not feel like it. Feelings are poor leaders. Purpose is stronger than emotions. You do not feel your way into discipline. You discipline your way into feeling. Focus is a decision before it is a feeling. Decide to grow. Decide to learn. Decide to change. Decide to act. God will not force you into destiny. He invites you. He instructs you. He empowers you. But He waits for your response. Focus on yourself means align your life with your assignment. Guard your time. Honor your process. Respect your preparation. And live each day with intention, knowing that what you consistently practice is shaping who you are becoming. And every moment you choose discipline over distraction, you move closer to the purpose your life you keep praying for begins to respond to the order you choose within yourself. And the time you redeem today, you will live in tomorrow, and the future you do this now. And the conspicuous quietly responsibility you accept daily. And the obedience you embrace you without delay will be in see with a delay. You are distracted not because the devil is powerful, but because your priorities are weak. Distraction is not an external problem. It is an internal decision. Nothing controls your life unless you give it permission. God said focus on yourself because you have allowed too many things to compete for authority over your attention. Attention is the currency of destiny. Whatever holds your attention eventually shapes your direction. You cannot move toward purpose while staring at distractions. You cannot build a future while living emotionally scattered. God never called you to be everywhere. He called you to be effective where you are assigned. Many lives are unproductive not because of lack of prayer, but because of lack of focus. Distraction is dangerous because it feels harmless. It does not announce itself as destruction. It comes disguised as entertainment. Relationships, opinions, emergencies, and even religious activity. You can be distracted in church. You can be distracted while serving. You can be distracted while praying. Any activity that pulls you away from your assignment, even if it looks good, becomes an enemy of purpose. Not everything that is good is beneficial. Not everything that is available is permissible. Focus is the discipline of choosing what matters most and refusing to negotiate with everything else. Comparison is one of the greatest distractions of this generation. You are spending mental energy measuring your life against people you were never designed to compete with. Competition is unnecessary when assignment is clear. You do not need to outrun anyone. You need to obey your timing. God never judges you by someone else's progress. He judges you by your faithfulness. Faithfulness requires consistency, and consistency requires focus. When you compare, you become impatient. When you become impatient, when you rush process, you damage purpose. God said, stop wasting time, because time wasted is destiny delayed. Delay is subtle rebellion. Partial obedience is still disobedience. Doing the right thing at the wrong time produces the wrong result. Timing is everything in purpose. Jesus did not heal everyone he saw. He healed according to assignment. He did not go everywhere. He went where the Father sent him. He was focused. That focus made him effective. He accomplished in 3.5 years what distracted people cannot accomplish in a lifetime. Focus compresses time. Discipline accelerates results. Distraction stretches effort with no reward. Many people are tired not because they are doing too much, but because they are doing too many unnecessary things. You do not need more rest, you need more clarity. Confusion drains energy. Clarity energizes. When you know what you are supposed to do, you wake up with direction. When you lack focus, you wake up tired already. Purpose produces stamina. Distraction produces burnout. God said focus on yourself because you are exhausted trying to please people who were never assigned to define your value. You waste time when you allow opinions to shape your decisions. Opinions are cheap because they cost the speaker nothing. Every voice in your life is not a guide. Some voices are distractions. Some voices are delays. Some voices are drains. You must learn the discipline of selective hearing. Even Jesus ignored certain voices. He did not answer every question. He did not explain himself to everyone. Silence is a strategy when purpose is clear. Focus gives you the courage to disappoint people without feeling guilty. Discipline is the bridge between intention and manifestation. God gives vision, but discipline gives results. You keep praying for change while resisting structure. Structure is not bondage, structure is freedom. Order creates room for growth. Chaos consumes potential. God is a God of order because order protects purpose. When your life lacks structure, distractions will dominate. When your day lacks plan, emergencies will control you. Focus requires planning. Planning is an act of faith. You plan because you expect tomorrow to matter. Stop blaming spiritual warfare for what personal discipline can solve. Not every battle is demonic. Some battles are behavioral. Some struggles exist because you refuse to change habits. Habits are powerful because they operate without emotion. What you repeatedly do becomes who you eventually are. Focus is built by daily habits, not dramatic moments. Destiny is not fulfilled in one decision. It is fulfilled in daily discipline. God said focus on yourself because your future is hidden in your routine. You waste time when you consume more than you create. Consumption without creation leads to emptiness. God created you to be productive. Productivity is proof of purpose. Even God worked and then rested. Rest is not inactivity. Rest is recovery after productivity. Many people rest without ever working. Focus pushes you into contribution. Distraction keeps you entertained but empty. Entertainment is not evil, but excess entertainment is expensive. It costs you time, creativity, and growth. God said stop wasting time because procrastination is a thief. Procrastination steals urgency. Procrastination steals momentum. Procrastination steals confidence. The longer you delay, the heavier the task feels. What you avoid today becomes fear tomorrow. Action reduces fear. Movement creates courage. Focus demands that you do what is necessary, not what is comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Growth requires tension. Muscles grow by resistance. Minds grow by challenge. Character grows by discipline. You have been distracted by emotional attachments. You are loyal to people who are not aligned with your assignment. Loyalty without wisdom becomes bondage. God never asked you to carry people who refuse to grow. Focus sometimes requires separation. Separation is not rejection, it is alignment. You cannot go far with people who refuse to move. Destiny relationships sharpen you. Distraction relationships drain you. Focus teaches you when to let go without bitterness. Many believers are waiting for clarity before they move, but clarity often comes after movement. Light follows obedience. You do not need to see the entire staircase to take the next step. Focus narrows your vision to what is required now. Faith operates in steps, not leaps. Obedience today unlocks instruction tomorrow. God said focus on yourself because you already know the next step. You are just negotiating with comfort. Time is neutral. It does not respect intention. It does not reward desire. It only responds to action. Every day comes with the same 24 hours, but not everyone produces the same results. The difference is not prayer alone, it is focus. Focus converts time into progress. Distraction converts time into regret. You will never be younger than you are today. The energy you have now may not be available later. Use it wisely. You waste time when you argue with reality. Acceptance is the starting point of change. You cannot improve what you refuse to acknowledge. Focus requires honesty. Where are you undisciplined? Where are you inconsistent? Where are you avoiding responsibility? Self-deception is a delay tactic. Truth confronts before it comforts. God said focus on yourself because growth begins with self-leadership. If you cannot manage yourself, you are not ready to manage anything else. Purpose does not respond to pressure. It responds to preparation. Preparation is invisible work. Nobody applauds preparation. Nobody celebrates discipline. But everyone celebrates results. Focus allows you to work in silence without craving validation. Validation addiction is a distraction. You do not need applause to obey. You do not need approval to grow. God is more interested in who you are becoming than who is noticing. You are distracted because you confuse movement with progress. Progress requires direction. Direction requires focus. You can be moving fast in the wrong direction and still be lost. Focus slows you down long enough to align. Alignment produces acceleration. When your life is aligned with purpose, effort produces results. When it is misaligned, effort produces frustration. God said stop wasting time because excuses do not change outcomes. Reasons do not produce results. Only action does. Life does not respond to explanations, it responds to execution. Focus trains you to execute consistently. Consistency beats intensity. Intensity burns out. Consistency builds capacity. Capacity sustains success. God is preparing you for longevity, not moments. You cannot fulfill destiny casually. Casual living produces accidental results. Purpose demands intentional living. Intentional living demands boundaries. Boundaries protect focus. Without boundaries, distractions multiply. You must decide what you will tolerate and what you will eliminate. Elimination is painful but necessary. You cannot carry everything into your future. Some habits must die. Some relationships must change. Some patterns must end. Focus is not automatic, it is trained. You train focus by saying no. You train focus by planning your day. You train focus by limiting access. You train focus by guarding your mind. What you watch feeds your thinking. What you hear shapes your beliefs. What you believe directs your actions. Focus is mental stewardship. God holds you accountable for your mind. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Perfect conditions do not exist. Conditions improve when you move. Focus does not wait for motivation. It creates it. Focus does not wait for clarity. It produces it. Focus does not wait for permission. It responds to assignment. God said focus on yourself because your life is your responsibility. No one will live it for you. No one will discipline themselves for you. No one will redeem your time for you. Destiny is not found, it is built. It is built daily, intentionally, consistently. Every focused decision adds a brick. Every disciplined action strengthens the structure. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you expand capacity. God is not asking you to do everything at once. He is asking you to do something consistently. Focus on today. Focus on now. Focus on what is in your control. The future is shaped by present discipline, and the life you desire is responding to the habits you practice daily and the distractions you eliminate deliberately and the responsibility you accept willing delay and the focus you maintain. Even when no one is watching, the one is watching, and the consistency you sustain when excuses sound reasonable and both convenience and the assignment with fond weights through daily focus through when no vacuum is available.